Welcome to the channel, everybody, and guess what? I'm thinking about Christmas. It's right around the corner. Most of what I make is predetermined. I make the same thing every year, prime rib and shrimp scampi, but there's a few things that I change up on an annual basis, and one of them being the bread. Am I doing biscuits? Am I doing rolls? Am I doing bread? So that's where I'm at today. I'm thinking I'm gonna go different this year. I'm gonna make an olive bread, an olive herb bread, something that my buddy Scott makes all the time, and I'm pretty good at bread myself. And so I figured let's give the olive bread a crack. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to make olive herb bread. Welcome back. So what I forgot to mention in the intro was the olive bread that I'm making today is a no-knead olive bread. Yes, one of those easy no-knead breads that I love to make. It's so simple, but this is going to be a turbo. And what I mean by turbo is that I'm not going to let it sit overnight on a counter, let it ferment, what have you. I'm going to do it in about 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to be using warm water instead of the normal tap temperature water or cold water that I normally use for overnight fermentation. So that's the only thing. So things are going to go a little bit quicker than normal because in 2 to 3 hours I'm going to have bread that's risen and ready to go into my Dutch oven. So let's get started. I've got some flour in here. I've got bread flour, and I have some star of the show here, some chopped up, coarsely chopped up, about a cup of olives. So I got some Kalamata olives in here, and I've got some green pimento olives in here. I got a little bit of a teaspoon of salt. Now, well, I went a little easy on the salt because there's brine in the olives, so a little saltiness there. I'm going to cut back a little bit. I've got 2 teaspoons of yeast, and I have 1 teaspoon of Herbs D Provence. Now, sometimes these olive bread recipes are asking for rosemary or oregano. I like Herbs D Provence, so that's what I'm going with. You know why? Because I can. And I have a teaspoon of garlic powder in here. And I have my water over here. I'm going to make sure this is not too hot. I'm looking for about 110 degrees. All right, so let me check this real quick, make sure we're not too hot. Then we'll get in here and we'll start mixing this up. I mean, this is super simple. You're going to love it. Okay, so the temp of my water is 111. That's good. As long as it's not over 115, we're pretty good. All right, now let's go in with my dry ingredients here. Get them all in here. Go ahead and give this a mix. Incorporate everything. Alrighty. All my dry ingredients are evenly dispersed. Go in here and sprinkle my olives in. And then go right in with the water. Now this is going to look really shaggy, as always. Not to worry, it'll all come together nicely. There we go. Just keep rolling this around, trying to get you a better view over here. Hopefully I don't get the flour all over myself. And just keep kneading, or not kneading, stirring this in until all of the flour is incorporated. And it takes just a minute or so. If you need to get your hands in there, get your hands in there. And this right now smells so good. The garlic, the olives, I spilled some already. All right, so I'm gonna go in here with my hands real quick. Kind of bring this together. It's gonna be a little wet. Not to worry, if you need to put a little more flour in here, you can. Or you can wait until we've let it risen and add the flour on the other end when we go to form it into a ball. So, looking pretty good. Okay, we're just about there. And that's it. I'm just gonna let this set now. Actually, I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna put it in a nice draft-free, warm place. We'll let this rise. It's gonna take about 2, maybe 3 hours. So I'm gonna get this covered, and then we'll come back after it's proofed. Okay, so we're back, and it's been almost 3 hours, and my dough has risen and doubled in size, and we're ready to take it to the next level. So I'm going to basically put some flour on the table here. We're going to form this up, fold it a little bit, form it up into a ball, get it onto a parchment sheet here, into another bowl. I'm preheating the oven and the Dutch oven right now to 475 degrees. And I'm just going to put this over on top of the oven where it's nice and warm over there while that preheats. Probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll get it into the Dutch oven and go from there. So let's go ahead, get some flour out here. I'm not going to put too much. And let's just see what kind of glutens we got stranded. Oh yeah, here we go. It's going to let gravity do the thing here. Look at that. A little got left behind there. No big deal. All right. Not too sticky, so I think we've got good consistency here. And all I'm doing now is just kind of folding this in and creating a ball. That's it. Pull it over, close it, close the bottom here. That's it. Kind of brush off that flour, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rice flour now and put my rice flour over the top, right, just like that. Get this on a parchment sheet into our bowl. I'll cover that up. I'll put it on top of the oven over there, and we'll come back in a few once everything's warmed up, ready to go. And we'll get into our Dutch oven, so we'll be right back. Okay, so the oven is preheated, my Dutch oven. My bread has risen. Now I'm going to go ahead and score it with a sharp knife. Or if you had a lame, you could use a lame. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop this in my Dutch oven. Get the lid back on. Into the oven, 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we'll take the lid off, finish it for another 10 minutes, and we'll be good to go. I also want to mention that I dropped my temperature down to 425. I like to start it high, then bring it down to the actual temperature I'm going to go ahead and bake at. So there we go, 425, 30 minutes in the Dutch oven. We'll be back. We're going to have some good bread. Stick around. Well, I'm back. The bread is done. And wait till you see it. You might be able to see it a little bit right now, but let me get it out. Now you see why I use the rice flour too. Try to do this without burning my fingers. And feast your eyes on that baby. Does that not look like world-class bread? Alright, well, sounds good. Nice and hollow. I gotta let it cool. I'm not gonna burn my face off. I'm gonna give it, I don't know, at least 15 minutes. You know me, I kind of cut things short every once in a while. So, 15 minutes, we'll let it cool, we'll come back, we'll cut into it, we'll give it a try, because really olive bread is better warm. And, but before we go and let this cool, let me do my episode shout out. This episode is dedicated to SKC Larry Olive from the USS Simon Lake. I believe it was S1 division. And really good SK and an awesome softball player on the supply team. And I think he was also on the command softball team as well. So his shout out is to you, Larry Olive. Olive bread! Yay. Okay, all right. We'll be back. I'm gonna let it cool. All right. I've waited long enough. I've waited 15 minutes. And listen, you hear that? Oh. All right, let's cut into this because it's smelling really good. All right, let's just go right here. Oh gosh. Wow. I wish we had smell-o-vision. And nice texture, beautiful texture. Nice crunch, nice and crispy. Wow. No need for butter for this bread. You can if you want, but on its own. And most everybody knows anyways. I mean, olive bread is olive bread. But on its own, it's fantastic. I love it. Well, if you're thinking of what you want to make for your Christmas dinner table, what kind of bread, you're making rolls, biscuits, bread, here's something to consider right here. My no knead, my easy no knead olive bread. There you have it. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly share. And right over there, pop, go ahead and hit the logo. It makes it so much easier for you to subscribe to the channel. So until next time, thanks, and we'll see you.